Welcome back, everybody, to Real 33. I'm your host, Rick Haney, and joining me, as always, is the radical Brandon Shaw. Hey, Brandon.
Hey, Rick. Excited to be here today. Got a good guest on.
We have so much fun to talk about here. First and foremost, before we get to our special guest, who I'm excited to meet, tell me a little bit about Bentonville and how that went.
Well, let's do this. Let's bring on our another guest. How about Mr. Bill Allen? Bill, you there?
What a shock. Yeah, I can't believe I'm here. Hey, guys, how's it going?
Man, we got great special effects here, don't we, in intros? Idiot. Yeah, we're going to talk about Bentonville, man. So let's talk about the trip we just came back from and how cool it was. That was exciting, wasn't it?
It was more than exciting. Bentonville, for those who are not in the know, is the home of Walmart. The very first Walmart was and still is there. And the grandkids of Sam Walton happen to be huge mountain bike enthusiasts. So the number I heard, Brandon, I don't know if you heard this, was $80 million worth of bike trails and mountain bike trails in and around, all around Bentonville. And you ride around Bentonville and you can see it. You can see where the money has gone. They have made this a true Disneyland for bicyclists. So we're going back. I don't know about you, Brandon, but yeah, we're going back.
Oh, I've already got friends lining me up saying, let's get it. It's 5 hours from here, a drive. Mine took a little longer. I took a detour. I had a layover at the WinStar Casino on the way back, so that took up some extra time. But so skip that, guys, if you're smart. But yeah, I'm excited, man. It was the coolest trip. And you're right, there was miles upon miles of trails. Even by our hotel, there was trails behind us with cool sculptures everywhere, right?
Yeah, it was shocking how much care and civic pride they've got going there in their bike trails. They've declared themselves the mountain biking capital of the world. And the funny thing is, there's no mountains in Bentonville, but it's a lovely city with a lot of water going through it. And they're making it just a destination spot for worldwide bicycle enthusiasts. So if you haven't thought about putting it on your agenda, you should.
Yeah, they're the only town I know of that has like an official mayor type person in charge of all things bicycle related, which is amazing in itself. And just before we go on to the next topic, I mean, what about all the art everywhere you turn? There's this badass art that's part of the culture there that's got to be worth millions upon millions of dollars, man. And we didn't even see the main museum.
That's right.
It's like in the middle of the woods.
Yeah,
it was closed down.
They've got a world-class art museum that wasn't closed down. It's just you have to make reservations. And they've got art pieces and huge, enormous sculptures all along. And remember those fake barns, Brandon, with like the neon lights that were just there as eye candy. They were just there to look cool. It's amazing.
Rick, if you get a chance to go there, and I know you're going to one day, first of all, we want to say give a shout out to the guys that lent us those e-bikes, Bill.
Yeah, Dave and David BJ over at Burris Architecture, they loaned us a couple of e-bikes, and I had to work a couple days later doing some video projects actually in Bentonville, so I wasn't allowed to really go too fast because I knew I'd kill myself if I got over 20 miles an hour. But yeah, we got to speed around and see some of beautiful Arkansas, so we'll be back there, guys. There's 100% chance of that.
Yeah, and there's also video footage that we put on the Facebook page as well. So if anybody hasn't checked that out.
You're talking about the dancing probably, right?
Well, Rick? that was one thing, yes, but I was talking about the ride along.
Okay, there was that too. Hey, Rick, what I was going to say is we're going down these trails in the middle of some suburban town or, right there outside of Bentonville or in Bentonville. And all of a sudden there's a bar in the middle of nowhere. There's not just a bar. There's two play barns that have stuff inside, but it was locked up. One of them's even got neon. And you look over and there's just a first class bar. Would you say that, Bill? First class?
That's right. It was like something out of a hipster playground, and it was just waiting there for things to open up again. But they've really made the people who live in Bentonville beneficiaries of all kinds of cool stuff. I think the move is to change your last name to Walton and move to Bentonville. You can pretty much get away with anything.
Well, they say the Walton brothers, the two guys, are there.
Yeah, they're into aviation and bicycling, and these are both my jam, so they got my attention right away. Hey guys, I'm super excited about our guest today. It's a surprise to me. Brandon's like, yeah, we're gonna have somebody on today, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. I've talked to everybody, and then this happened. I'm so excited.
It's the dream girl of the 80s, the most beautiful, the most sexiest scene in all of movie history, in my opinion. I've said this over and over. And I got to tell you, it definitely took away from Bill's part and not Crew, Bart Taylor, Bart Connor. She stole the whole show, stole the movie pretty much, Rick, in my opinion. And we've got her on as a special guest. And I don't think she's trying to upstage anyone. It just happened naturally. That's the beauty of it, man. It really did. It just shone through. Despite her twins with the crazy looking outfits on, they didn't hold her back.
Kelly, are you there? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Hi, how are you guys?
Welcome to the show, Kelly McQuiggan. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you for inviting me. It's very exciting. I wasn't expecting it, but
no.
Here I am.
So tell us, just give us a little bit of history here. You're from Calgary, and you were living there at the time that the production team came to town. Were you a local did they recruit you? Did you audition for the part? Tell us how this whole thing went down for you.
Yes, well, I was with a modeling agency, so I was modeling at the time, and yes, I did go for an audition because I had a dancing background. I danced for 25 years. That's probably part of the reason why I got that part. I'd never acted in my life ever. But being on stage dancing is kind of like acting. Lots of times we did, kinds of, Broadway kind of musical stuff like that. So, so I got the part. I was like really kind of blown away. I couldn't really believe it at the time, but just kind of went with it. And the rest is history. It was just a lot of fun. And it was kind of a very crazy time because at the same time, I won the Miss Hawaiian Tropic Calgary competition, and I had to give that up to go to for the main one in Toronto. I gave it up too because I was filming, and then the first runner-up couldn't go, and then the second runner-up couldn't go. So then they came back to me, and it just so happened Hal Needham knew Ron Rice, and they worked out a deal where they let me go for the weekend to Toronto to compete in the Miss Hawaiian Tropic Canada, and I won first runner-up. I would have won it, but I missed a day of competition because of the movie, so I didn't win Miss Hawaiian Tropic Canada.
Well, congratulations.
I bet you didn't know that, though.
I did not know that. What a story.
Yeah, I actually, and I have a few stories, but yeah.
Well, let's hear them.
I remember driving home from filming one night out in Cochrane, and I had a red 1967 Firebird, and me and the other girl, Bev, so she was Tiger. We were right behind the brown van, and Hal was driving, and I'm not sure who all was in the van, but I know Eddie was in it, and we're going down the highway, and it was about 70 miles an hour, not 70 kilometers, and all of a sudden the passenger door opens, and Eddie grabs onto the top of the door, and he starts road surfing. And his feet are just skimming the, and me and Bev are behind there. We're just going, what the heck is going on? These guys are nuts. So that's one of my cool stories.
He was trying to get the attention of you guys. And let's talk about how that did or didn't work.
Well, obviously it worked because Eddie's still there.
No, I'm talking about getting your attention. Did y'all you want to talk about what happened afterwards? Did that lead to anything?
I can't remember. Obviously, he must have got back in the van. I don't know how he did it. Somebody must have grabbed the door for him. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're missing my point, Kelly. I guess what I'm trying to allude to is that did this showing off, did this create, blood flowing? Did you get energetic about Mr. Eddie Fiola? Did y'all go out on a date later on that night? What happened?
Well, I had a boyfriend. He did try and kiss me at one time, on the opening of the what do you call it? The first party, meet and greet first party.
Yes, give us the details, please.
I said no because I have a boyfriend.
So there was a definite no.
I think Brandon's more excited about kissing Eddie Fiola than you were. I don't know.
No. Let's keep things straight here, Rick. No question who I'd be kissing in that scenario. But
And the twins were really nice guys. The twins were really nice guys. I hung out with them a bit, you know. They were pretty cool. Everybody was it was just a really fun time.
Hey, Kelly, can I put you on the spot here for a minute? When you look at the entire cast and all that, there's surely is this the guy you married? Is he gone? Your boyfriend's gone, right?
No, I've never been married.
Okay, so he's not the dude that was in the camera a while ago, right?
No, this is my
good. Let's talk openly then. So on the cast of Rad, someone caught your eye. Who was that guy?
I don't know. I can't even think that far back. That's a long time ago.
Sure you can. You just talked about not kissing Eddie Fiola. You can remember. Talk to me about which guy caught your eye on the movie.
Oh, he was cute. I mean, if I didn't have a boyfriend, I might have kissed him.
Okay. So Eddie was in.
Yeah,
so you're a committed kind of woman. Okay.
I think what he's asking is if you are going to kiss anybody on that set.
Yeah, you can choose.
Who would it have been?
Forget the aggressor.
I mean, so take your time. Take your time. Yeah, let's skip right by Eddie because you turned him down. But who else?
Well, gosh, I don't know.
He's blushing, man.
I never thought that, you know.
Okay, we have our answer.
I consider this story case closed.
Hey, Kelly, I'm going to be real straight and tell you. I asked Bill why he didn't make a shot at you. And I'll let Bill choose an answer, and I'll answer what his reason was. Bill said you were out of his league.
And what did I say?
That was what?
Bill said that you were out of his league. I go, dude, you're the star of the show. You got to make a move. And I love his wife to death, but this is pre her.
Dude, I did not. I would not, and I did not. Clearly, she was out of my league, and that's all there was to it. So there was no tension between us. We were perfectly friendly.
So let's just throw it out there. Did Bill have a shot?
That's all. Eddie, of course. Eddie
have another really cool
She just went right over that one. Go ahead.
Yeah, so good.
Remember the cop that doubled for Sergeant, whatever he was? He was the constable that looked after all the special promotions in Calgary at the time. So one night after filming, he knew I liked rock and roll. So he says to me, "Hey, I got to go pick up these guys at the airport. It's the bass player from Triumph, which is a Canadian band, and one of my favorite ones of all time, right?" And at the time, they were promoting their last album, and they were doing a Pepsi challenge. Mike Levine, from the bass player from Triumph. So he said, "Would you like to come for a ride along?" So I said, "Well, of course," right? So he came and picked me up at my house in his cop car. We went to the airport, picked up Mike Levine. He had to police escort this limo through Calgary at rush hour. That was quite experience because being in a cop car, it's amazing how people just don't pull over. They'll just stop. Right? Anyway, we went to 2 radio stations. They had champagne right on the street out on 17th Avenue, and booze and stuff, open booze like that wasn't very cool. And the cop just kind of turned his head and said he didn't see that. And then by the time we took him back to the airport, Mike Levine said, "Hey, do you want to come to Vancouver with me tonight on my private jet?" And I said, "No, sorry, I can't do that."
Oh.
and then I met him about 7 months later. After a Triumph concert, he came to this bar we were at, and I went up to him, and he looked at me. He says, "Hey, you're that chick with the cop." So he did remember me. And I got him.
So you made somewhat of an impression on him.
Yeah. So.
She's the queen of rejection for guys.
Well, no, I had a very possessive Italian boyfriend.
Oh, we're talking mafia. We can't talk about it, right?
Yeah, he was a wop.
She threw the Italian in there real fast.
Yeah, yeah.
She's sworn to Omerta.
Wow. Are we learning a lot today, guys? And I think the takeaway for me anyway, is the bass player for Triumph is flying around in a private jet. Obviously.
challenge.
I've thought about this.
Anyway, that was one of my other kind of off the record stories.
Oh man!
Well, hold on.
gosh.
There's more. Please keep them coming. But I saw a picture of you, Kelly. You were starring next to some dude that kind of reminded me of Lee Majors. I don't know who he was, but
Oh, that's Wayne Rogers.
Wayne Rogers.
Yeah, he was in MASH. He was.
He was who?
Who was he in MASH?
He was one of the doctors. He was.
Yeah, he was one of the doctors, not Honey.
Yeah.
The other guy, Trapper John. Trapper.
He became Trapper John MD, right?
No, he was
after
Trapper
the show.
in MASH.
But there was a spinoff called Trapper John.
Oh, well, I don't know.
I think.
Any, you know about
Yeah.
It has a connection to Bill, because Bill, you were in a band with Lou Diamond Phillips, right?
Yes, I was.
Were you not? Or Bill.
Can you hear us, Bill?
He's gone. Yeah, I hear like a vacuum
Oh,
cleaner.
I
okay.
can't. I got something going on in the background.
To answer your question,
Anyway,
he hung out with Lou Diamond Phillips in a band and called the Flute Pops or something. Pipe Fitters.
Yeah, so I was in this other movie. It's called
The Flute
American
Pipes.
Harvest or Run with American Harvest. One of the guys that was in that band, that movie, was Casey Shimotzko, and he was in Young Guns with Lou Diamond
Oh.
Phillips.
It's like 7 Degrees of Kevin Baker, but with Bill Allen.
Yeah, well, there you go.
There you go. So
Yes.
you how much
We have
how much stuff did you do?
inspiration for,
How much stuff did you do on
Pardon?
TV besides that?
I did a lot of local commercials and stuff. I did a national commercial for Wrigley Spearmint Gum.
Wasn't Rex and Rod in something? They were in Doublemint, I believe.
Oh my God. But this was Canadian. You got to remember, Canadian is always a lot lower scale than American.
But did you know they were actually featured in like a Doublemint gum commercial, like they do the thing with twins?
I heard that. Yeah.
So y'all have a lot in
Yeah.
common. You got to put the parts together here and make it all fit. But so let's talk about.
I'm not going to be able to get that theme song out of my head now. The commercial.
So let's talk about the dance scene. How much rehearsal went into all that scene?
There's a little bit. At the time, I was going, God, this is cheesy.
Is that what was going through your head
Well, because
at the time?
I was a professional dancer, right? I
Yeah.
had been dancing. I mean, I was like a rockette, style dancing. I did tap, jazz, ballet professionally for, I started when I was 6 and I danced until I was 30. So doing a spin and a push-off was kind of just really cheesy.
How much?
The push-up?
And that, they basically.
How much?
Pardon?
How much rehearsal did you get in with Bart? How much rehearsal did Bart do with you two? Was he there for? Was it just did you throw it together in an afternoon, or did it take him a while to figure this out?
Probably a couple days, maybe. A couple sessions with a choreographer.
He just stood there and snapped his fingers, man. How hard is that?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't
right.
moving around much. Didn't he have a broken leg or something during the filming? So that's you don't see his legs. You just
Well, see, I
see him.
wasn't dancing with him,
flop
so I
around.
don't really know what he did. I
Yeah.
was dancing with the twins, and when we were rehearsing it, at first there was, I don't even, I remember being in the dance studio rehearsing it, but it, a couple days maybe.
Who's the choreographer?
So
Who was the choreographer
you're
involved in
dancing
that?
with the twins, and
I have no idea.
Was there a choreographer?
Yeah, when I was 21, I didn't pay attention to that stuff. I was just happy I had this part in a movie,
Yeah.
right? I was like, this is cool.
So how much shit did you take from your dancing friends and professionals after that movie came out and you did that? They're doing the push-ups and all that stuff. How much do you, I'm sure people were kind of jabbing about it.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, how much shit did like your co-professional dancers locally, were they making fun of the scene going, oh my God, it's, were they ragging you about it?
Oh, a lot of the girls I danced with were really jealous.
They're jealous. Okay.
They didn't they thought it was, they didn't think nothing of it because we were in competition, and they just thought they didn't really know what I was doing.
Yeah.
They just knew I had to take time off sometimes to do this, right?
Kelly, if you had to choose Rex or Rod, who are you going with and why?
I can't tell the difference.
That's the answer we were looking for.
They were both. I did hang out with them a little bit
Neither
at the
can they.
hotel, and
Oh,
we kind of went and partied a bit, and they were both really nice guys.
and neither one of them tried to hook up with you?
No,
I don't believe this, first of all.
I was like I said, I was really shy, and I was a good girl.
It doesn't mean you're good. Listen, you being a good, wholesome girl has nothing to do with guys trying to hook up with you.
I know that now.
So you're not gonna tell us other than Eddie Fiola, you're not gonna mention no other names that put the moves on. I mean, it's in the past. Okay.
Good girls don't tell.
It was a mostly professional set. Mostly.
I want to hear more about these parties because I'm fascinated with
me and Foxy, we partied a lot together. I remember going to her house, and it was like a rocking party. But nobody from the side. I don't know. We invited people, but nobody came. So.
No, hold on. Whoa.
Oh
you invited guys to come out. You and that Foxy.
I did not get an invite.
Come to our parties. They were just regular house parties that 20-year-olds have, drinking, smoking, whatever.
Yeah, I would have remembered that.
Brandon, you and me are finding out about these parties the same day.
I would have had that on my forehead.
Well, Bill, I always thought Bill, they were all Hollywood people, so why would they want to have anything to do with a little old Calgary girl?
It's probably the stuff that Bill was wearing.
Oh man, guys, are you sure there's not such thing as a time machine?
Okay, well, let's talk about Foxy for just a few seconds.
This.
I mean, I'm sorry. Let's go back to Tiger and Foxy hanging out. Can you tell us like what that were y'all good friends on the set and afterwards, and what that was like?
Yeah, she was a really nice girl. She was really trying to pursue an acting career. I don't know whatever happened to her. I did see her on a couple shows because she did move to Vancouver, and I did see her on a couple other shows, but I don't ever know whatever happened to her. I've tried to look her up on Facebook and stuff, but I have no idea where she is.
Were you ever?
But on the set, she was my friend, and we hung out, and we became friends because of that. So on the set, so.
Do you ever look back and go, I wish I had that part versus the one you had, or do you not care?
No, I really, it was nice to have someone with me that was kind of going through the same thing, right? Because we were kind of supposed to be tag team, right? So, yeah, I mean, if I could find her today, I would love to talk to her.
Let's talk about the outfits you guys wore. Sorry, Rick, but let's talk about the outfits you guys wore. Did y'all pick those out?
Yeah. Well, somebody made it. I don't know. Somebody made it. And back in those days, they didn't really have spandex. So it had a little bit of stretch to it, but I could barely get into it. They basically sewed me into it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And it's my understanding that you still have this outfit somewhere?
Yeah. And I brought it to the 25th.
Oh, wow.
And I got it signed by Hal and Bill and Kevin Hull and Luke, Jamie, and a couple other ones. I don't know their names because I can't read signatures now, but yeah, I still have it. It's in my my box, and I still have my original script. Wish I had my original contract, but I can't find that. And anyway.
So we're lucky today, guys, because we found the only cast member who actually saved something from the set.
Well, that's not true. The Mophead Boy had his T-shirt. Remember?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we're learning about some nice little treasures. Yeah. But she's got one of the most iconic things of the whole movie. Without a doubt, that's one of the most iconic things of the whole movie.
Yes, for sure.
But I never did get one of the original T-shirts. I did get one on the 25th, but I didn't get one originally.
Well, you could. Well, you were part of the wrong camp.
You did. Or almost none.
Well, I came home every day, right? They all went to a hotel. I came home every day.
So what was that like for you, with all being in a town where I don't know how big Calgary is, but I'm sure that your network was fairly sizable back then. What were people thinking, and how did that affect your life afterward?
Actually, at the time, people thought, "Oh, that's kind of cool," but it wasn't until just recently that it's all come to light more so.
Yeah.
With with the internet and stuff like that. Now I've got all the fan base. I got guys phoning me from Santiago, Chile, and all over the world. It's kind of really cool.
Yeah.
You know what? I talked to them. I just got a really cool package from John Stanton III. He just sent me 2 of his CDs. He just did, like he cut himself.
Oh, wow.
And I bootlegged some posters, and I've been sending them out. So whatever.
Awesome.
Let's talk about the signature stare that you did, the most hypnotic thing I've ever seen. Let's talk about that. Did you practice that?
The what?
The signature stare.
That's the brewery.
The beer label.
Yeah. Red Ale, yeah.
I don't know. That was just I was a model. You got to remember, I was a model, so I could put those faces on, right?
You did like the blue steel, you know what I mean? You just had it going on. And you just kept it. It was very hypnotic. You hear that a lot? Am I the only one does everyone tell you about this and comment about the how?
Yeah. It's kind of funny. To me, it's still surreal. But now more of my friends they're excited about it. Like my friend she posts stuff for me all the time. And
you have people now. You have people now.
Bill, but I'm just a regular person. I have a regular job, you know.
What about your daughter? What does your daughter think about all this? What does your daughter think about this? You have a daughter. How old's your daughter?
I have 2 daughters. So my oldest daughter is the one that I posted all the makeup pictures. She's a makeup artist in Vancouver. They could care less.
Doesn't
mean anything.
It's a different age.
And 21. So to them, it's no big deal.
But when they see Mama up there being sexy like that, do they give you credit? Go, Mama, you had it going on.
Oh, actually, the one my oldest daughter, when she was in grade 4, they always had movie day in class. So I had a VHS copy. So I sent it to school with her to play, and the teacher took it off because they said it was too risque.
Oh, that's awesome.
PG-13 movie. So they didn't play it.
Wow.
So when she thought that was cool. And she wore my costume one time for Halloween. And,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Kelly, how did it feel to be on a T-shirt? I saw your featured on this T-shirt that was out and about all over the internet.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you about that.
How did somebody else get my image and make money off me when they didn't even get my permission?
Well, that's a good question, but
yeah.
What's that?
They just take it right off the
internet. Yeah. But you handled it well.
And it comes on 75
right off the ground
from bedspreads to pillowcases.
Well, they can print. They print it on the spot. They can print on anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, it kind of blew me away. I even bought my own T-shirt.
Well, I was going to ask you about that. I mean, did you have to buy it, or did somebody buy it for you, or ship it to you? You bought it, okay. So it's from Redbubble, okay.
Yeah, I bought it.
Yeah, they're not print on demand. Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, you handled that well. I was part of that post, and I saw your reaction, and I think you handled it with grace.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, I'm just, like I said, I'm just a regular person. And I'm just, I'm very grateful that I had that opportunity all those years ago. And who would have thought 35 or 34 years later, this would still be happening? Hey, Bill?
Yeah.
Did you think this was going to happen?
Crazy. I had no idea it would have this kind of shelf life. And it's turned out to be not only popular with the fans, but now gaining a whole new fan base. And it's only growing in popularity. I think we can safely say it's jumped the tracks from cult film to mainstream this year.
So I'm just really happy to be part of it. It's been a fun ride. So, it's something, I did and I'm really proud of. And my honey's really proud of me. And he has a whole wall of me, all my modeling posters and stuff put up. And, yeah.
I don't believe you. I'm going to have to see those.
You're awesome.
Well, you might have to come and visit me someday.
Okay.
Don't come in the winter.
Gotta go, guys.
The current TV
Well, I grew
titles.
up in Maine, so I know how cold it can be up there.
Kelly, other than the dancing, and just in the whole movie and as a whole, what's your favorite part, favorite scene, whether you're in it or not? What's your favorite scene in Rad? If you had to pick one.
I think when they were riding the bikes on top of the lumber, I thought that was, it obviously that wouldn't have happened in real life, but it looked really cool, and the cop chasing them.
Okay, so that was the Eddie
cop.
Fiola scene, of course. So yeah, that was cool.
Just the tricks and stuff, we never saw anything like that up here before, right? Just watching them do the tricks, and and just kind of being in the front of it all, right? Even like at the big race, and it was really cold some of those days when they were filming, right?
Yeah.
Remember how cold it was? And I remember something.
Yes. Yeah. Only I was fully clothed and you were in a bikini.
Well, I was a sunshine girl. I posed in my bikini in -30, so
Yeah. Wow.
So it's quick, but I do remember one of the crew came around, and because I was cold, he gave me a coat to wear, and he said, "Wear this nicely because it was worn by Charles Bronson." I'm like, really? It was her coat. I don't know if it was true or not, but
as long as they didn't whip out a sawed-off shotgun. Kelly, can you tell us at all about the park? All the racing film, the racing scenes were filmed at. That's fairly significant in town, isn't it? I mean,
Bonus Park. It's probably one of the oldest parks.
Yeah.
Partied there many times.
Yeah.
Before and after.
Yeah.
But it's a really pretty park. It's it's right along the river, and I remember going there as a kid. They used to have a little amusement area, and then they had a little train that would go around the park.
Oh,
not
cool.
there anymore. I used to go skating on the lagoon in the winter, and so it's a really old park in the city.
Were there trails there before,
Hmm?
or with the bike trails? Were they part of the park as well?
No, that was for the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, and we had a big flood in 2013, and that park was completely submerged underwater.
Oh no!
Actually, all of downtown was completely underwater when we had those floods in 2013.
Did you attend the high school they filmed at?
Yeah, that was the Cochrane High School.
Is that where you went to school?
No.
Okay.
No, Cochrane's about 20 minutes, half hour outside of Calgary, northwest of Calgary.
Okay.
I went to a Catholic high school in the city.
Of course you did.
You may have already said your age. How old were you when you filmed Rad?
I was 21.
21. Okay.
I'm 56 now. I'm not one of these people that's worried about what age you are. You're only as old as you act.
Age is just a number, right?
What's that?
Age is just a number, right?
You betcha. So.
And if I gotta ask you this: if there's one person on the set, who? I'm gonna ask you about 3 questions here, but who do you recall being like the nicest of the actors, the nicest people there that you just like really kind of was, I guess, like nice to you and made you feel at home of the acting crew, not the BMXers? Anyone that stands out?
Well, Bill was always nice to me. I mean, I didn't get to see him much because, I was only on set maybe 10 days. I wasn't there every day. I don't know how many days were you there, Bill?
I think we lost his voice again.
I think he's muted.
He's in timeout.
Yeah, we were there 6 weeks, and I can tell you, man, you're a world-class beauty, Kelly, and it was and is intimidating. I don't care what city you're from. So I think it's just a different world for women of your caliber of beauty, and I envy it, and
that's
I'm
very
glad I
nice.
got to be around it for that time. But it was intimidating, period. Look at Brandon.
No,
He's still
I was
shaking
scared.
35
Like, I
years
was scared
later,
of everybody
you
as
know.
well.
So
Not scared, but I was just very I don't know. I was just really shy back then.
Okay, so next question. Who was the person that maybe shunned you or did something that you're like, oh, screw them? Who is that person on the set? It can be BMXer or actor.
Well, I don't really want to say because she's.
Oh, it's just she.
can't-
That narrows it down.
Huh?
she
Yeah.
is she
She
going
wasn't.
to jail anytime soon?
I thought she was a bit of a snob.
Huh.
I didn't say her name.
She was full of herself and
We'll
full
use
of
our
house.
deductive skills on that one.
What's that? Yeah, no, she
What'd you
didn't talk to me very much. I thought she was a bit of a snob.
Did y'all share any kind of dressing rooms of any sort or any kind of, was there any areas you had to share by chance as female actors?
No.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So y'all weren't in the same makeup room or nothing like that.
Yeah, I don't remember too much of I don't remember getting my makeup done on that movie. Like, I remember a lot more on that other movie I was in because I was also a stand-in, so I was there every day. So I got to know the cast and crew really quite well, right? So there was Courtney Gaines, Matt McCoy, Casey Schmotzko. I was stuck in the van with Wayne Rogers for at least 2 hours one day when they were filming, and it was quite interesting to talk to him on a personal level. So,
What was he like? Because he's got that naturally kind face.
Well, he could never remember his lines.
Oh.
And they had to keep shooting over and over again. But when you get talking to somebody, you just got to realize we're all just people, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Third question here, Kelly.
With them, so you have to talk to him.
Yeah, exactly.
It was just me and him, so it was just more down to earth kind of at the time, right? But
yeah,
and I didn't really remember talking to Talia Shire too much. I'm sure she said hi to me, but she was a big actress at the time or whatever, right? Marta, she was really nice. The girl that played Marta, is her real name Marta? The girl.
Marta Kobe?
Yeah. She was cool. I liked her. And of course, Jamie, he was always, friendly. I missed him I went to the Rad preview, the drive-in a few weeks ago. I took my friends, and then after it all, I got out of the car and I went around to people's cars after, and I said, "Hi, I was Foxy in the movie," and I gave them a poster, and they were like, "Get out!" And I said, "Yeah," and they were just really blown away that.
Oh, that's awesome.
And the one guy I met, Brad, he lives in Calgary, and he's like, "You got to come over for dinner," and we seen him at a car show a couple of times, and it's kind of funny. But I didn't realize I had such a following.
Well, now you do.
I guess.
And it's great.
Yeah. All right, now I've got one final question for you, Kelly. Yeah. So, and let's take Bill out of this because he's right here. It kind of puts you on the spot. So let's take him out. You get to choose to have lunch, an hour lunch with anyone from the cast, alive or dead. Who would that one person be?
Other than Bill?
Other than Bill.
Oh. Well, Eddie Fiola.
Oh.
Eddie and Martin. Martin was really cool too.
Whoa!
I do remember.
Wow. There we go. I think we're on.
I remember Martin more from the reunion, the 25th reunion. But did you know, Bill, on the 25th reunion, I laid on the ground and Eddie jumped his bike over me?
That's not surprising.
We were documentary, and they said, let's do something crazy. Would you jump over Kelly? And I said, well, sure, I'll go lay on the ground and you can jump over me.
Oh, wow.
In my dress.
That's really cool.
Calgary.
That's funny.
But hey,
Dude, I feel like make a wish foundation right now. We can make that happen. We can get our lunch with Eddie and Martin. Probably it's possible. They're still alive, so hey, your dreams can come true. Interesting. She chose both those guys.
Really nice.
What's that?
Hal was always really nice. Hal Needham. He was a pretty cool dude. You know, I didn't realize the scope of what he was till after the fact, kind of thing. You know, like I say, when you're 21, you're not really understanding what's going on. You're just kind of going with the flow, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, were you aware of all the films that Hal Needham had done before Rad?
Yeah. Okay. Smoking the Bandit and Cannonball Run, and and he was that before, and
was that somewhat intimidating to a 21-year-old who had never acted before?
Yeah. For the audition, because I think I auditioned for him. Yeah, and I had been to lots of different auditions, but
coming in playing the part of a sexy female, did they like? Cause you were wearing a bikini. What by the was in the backflip scene, right? Aren't you by the pool in that scene?
Yeah.
So did they come? Did they have you come in and say, "Hey, let me see what you look like in a bikini"?
No.
They just said, "Hey."
No, but I brought my portfolio in, and I had a lot of
pictures in there of that.
Yeah, because back in those days, I danced a lot, so I had a pretty good body.
Very cool.
I don't want to sound vain or anything, but you know, I
own
a dancer's body.
You had it. We all saw it, so you can own it. We did a remake. Bill, it's Bill. He looks like the Blair Witch Project. When I look at the screen, I'm not get the same vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're really dark there, Bill.
It's very dark and creepy. Yeah. Is he talking?
It's like scary stories in the dark.
Bill, are you there? Okay, he can't talk. Okay. Yeah, you did look like the Blair Witch Project. But anyway, we recreated the scene of Kelly, of course, last week in Bentonville. It did not go nearly like I thought it would because we had 3 people who never seen the movie before, okay? And we tried to recreate it, and it was it was fun. It was a great time, but nothing like what we imagined, right?
Oh, it was a horror show. Yeah. Next time we'll get some people who are actually fans of the movie. But we went and got the Rod and Rex coveralls, and I actually had Rod and Rex embossed on the pocket there. It's goofy, but yeah, we'll get it together. The thing is, you get these people even a little drunk, and Brandon can get them to do pretty much anything. So yeah, we're gonna refine this act, and by the end of it, Kelly, you're going to be jealous at what goes down, and maybe we
literally put like
and have you judge the contest. My
assistant bought me last minute from some store. It's like a curtain. It was like a curtain, real thick material for the Foxy outfit, and it literally, I think it was a curtain, if I'm not mistaken. We just pinned it on some chick and just said, "Just stand there and look sexy." That's all you get. And the other 2 guys who were really a lot of fun, and I guess they were drunk. Who knows? They were. The one guy busted his balls on that long, and then I got him to get his friend involved to do the Rex and Rod. And we said, you know what? They don't know what the hell they're doing. Let's put the movie back up on the big screen and let them just do like a karaoke dance version where they watch what's going on, they repeat it. It was bad, really bad.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you want a copy of the costume, I have been sewing since I've been 10. I used to sew dance costumes for dancing studios for years. I could recreate that costume for you.
Oh my God! Do you hear that, Bill?
But Brandon's gonna wear
it. Size.
That's huge. That's huge. Well, it has to be a one-size-fits-all kind of scenario, but to have an actual dress made by Foxy, this is.
Can you also remake the Crew Jones pants that he wore in dancing?
This is amazing.
What do you call those kind of pants? Parachute pants, or whatever the hell those were.
With a sequin?
And they had sequins on it. When the 4K came out, you can suddenly see that Bill's he's bedazzled everywhere. It's like he jumped in a bunch of glitter. But yeah, I think we.
That was the funny thing because, people think that they were on bikes and they weren't. They were on balance beams kind of thing, weren't you?
No, nobody actually knows that outside the 4 of us. When little kids come ask me, did you do all those stunts? I'm like, yeah.
Okay, we'll just go with that one.
So let's just go with that for right now. And yeah, they don't need to know I was on a dolly and people pushing me around in a shopping cart, for God's sake. We don't want to crush anybody's dreams.
Hey, look at this cool cup.
Dare you.
My friend Mindy made me.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Do
that's
all
great.
your friends
She's
now
the
like
coolest.
have to reference
Yeah.
Rad because like do they now? It's gotten so big lately. Do they? Everyone that thinks of you just that's what pops in their mind now. Like your buddies are like,
Does anybody call you Foxy, I guess is the question.
My real friend?
Is this part of your... No, just Brandon.
Really, no.
We're not your
my
real
boyfriend's
friends.
not- some of the guy friends do. Come here, hey Foxy, but not really. Unless I do remember a couple years ago,
The dumb ones.
we were going to Lowe's, and I saw a guy coming out of the store with a Rad hoodie on it. And I said, "Hey, that's a cool hoodie." He says, "Yeah." I says, "Yeah, I was Foxy in the movie." He says, "Get out. You were not." I says, "Yes, I was." He says, "Really?" And I said, "You betcha. I wouldn't say that if I wasn't." So how many people can say that, right? And
that's really cool.
hey Kelly, what is your let's not say his name, but you have a boyfriend, okay? I just saw him earlier. What's his take on all this? I mean, how long have you been dating, first of all?
We've been together 4 years.
Okay, and it's really.
I love it.
I mean, now, have you noticed he's being more attentive to you, and maybe like, I got to be careful. This chick's wanted by a lot of people across the U.S. Have you noticed that he's being nicer to you lately in the last year?
No, he's just a really cool dude, and he's all about. He's been a musician most of his life, so he's all about promoting as much as you can, right?
Yeah.
Like when you phoned me up today, I said, "Oh, I don't know, I gotta get ready for work tomorrow." He says,
Right.
"Well, you better go do that, because if you don't do that, you're not promoting yourself."
Now he's a drummer, right?
He's like my manager.
He's a badass.
Is he a drummer or a guitarist?
He's a drummer, and we have a studio in our backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they practice every Thursday night, and that's called Club Thursday.
Club Thursday.
Dr. Friday practices at Club Thursday on Thursday night.
So cool.
Yeah, and they're doing all their own originals. So, and they're coming out real soon with their I don't know, 4th CD, because they had to change up lineup. They have a new singer and bass player.
Oh.
Yeah. Previously.
Well, I'm a drummer myself, so I appreciate their music.
Okay, so can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite drummer?
You know the answer to this. We've talked about it already. John Bonham, of course.
Led Zeppelin is probably my favorite band.
Yeah. And you didn't see Led Zeppelin, but you saw Page and Plant in concert, correct?
Twice.
Yeah.
Seen the Rolling Stones, Pink Floyd, but not with Roger Waters. But I've seen Roger Waters, but not with Pink Floyd.
Wow.
Yeah. See, but we live in Calgary, right? So we don't get shows that like Vancouver would get, or if you live in Vancouver, then you can go down to the Gorge in Seattle and a lot of shows down there. My friends go down there quite a bit.
Drummers get all the chicks.
My one friend, Hendrix's dad. He went to Seattle on his honeymoon years ago, and he's a big Hendrix fan. He's a guitar player, and he looked up Al Hendrix in the phone book, and Al Hendrix invited him over, and he went over to his house, and I've seen pictures of Jimi Hendrix's gold albums all over and everything. So.
Oh my gosh.
We're big music people here, so.
Get a load of that, guys. She's beautiful and she digs rock and roll. Could it get any better?
Yeah, Bill, you should have left her a little harmonica and played for a little bit.
He is perfect. Kelly.
I like the heavy stuff.
Kelly, you're the coolest. Yeah. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks for coming on with us.
Oh, well, thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much.
It was just a lot of fun.
We'll definitely have to get you to the U.S. for one of our events sometime in the near future. If that's possible, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, well, we'll see what we can do. Like I said, I'm a working girl. So.
Cool.
And with COVID, since March, we went to Mexico March 2nd, and the world was normal, and we came back March 16th, and it's been like the Twilight Zone since then.
Cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Been into lockdown here for 4 months.
Cool.
I've only worked maybe in the last 6 months.
Yeah. It's a major bummer.
Yeah. Well, I work with seniors, so it's kind of hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. I hope this world gets
Bless your heart.
It'll never be the same, but I don't know what's going to happen. It's just kind of crazy. Try not to think about it.
Well, we'll do our best to get by. That's all we can do, right?
Yeah. And how about you guys with this big election coming up?
We're living in hell at the moment.
Yeah.
It's everything is on fire.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys.
It's a scorched earth down here, but you know what? It's this is always a dynamic time of year. Every 4 years, it's just especially lately in the last couple of elections, it's just been real dirty. I think people are just really tired, and not to get into politics, but I mean it is what it is, and we're in the pandemic, so it's especially hard. Yeah, so we're about ready to pull our hair out, but we'll get there.
Well, there you go. Well, then that's when you head to the hills.
What's that?
That's when you run to the hills,
Oh yeah,
Run
like Iron Maiden.
to the hills.
Bruce Dickinson, yes. I like it.
Yeah. I'm going to be heading to the hills soon. Skiing opens November 6th here.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, so looking forward to it.
Well, Kelly, we have really enjoyed having you on the show. I can't thank you enough for coming, especially on short notice. I think Brandon reached out to you today.
An hour before.
Yeah, no, I promised you last time I sent you a note that I'd give you plenty of notice, so I know this is not my fault. I blame it on Brandon.
That's okay. Hey, man.
No, but
if I'm available, I'll do it anytime. So,
well, you're always welcome here, and we appreciate you coming on. And
I'm just so glad to be part of this, and I'll help promote Rad as much as I can. So
it wouldn't have been the same without you, for sure.
Thank you so much, Kelly. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Take care.
Thanks for checking out The Real 33. Be sure to subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts, and follow us on Facebook at Real 33 Podcast.